everyone. So I'm going to start by introducing myself and the reason why I have decided to start a video blog about my life and what is the purpose behind it. So I'm going to start out by saying my name. My name is Nancy, and I was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 11, so it has been more than half my life. The type of seizures that I have are, or let's say there are like 3 types of seizures. Sometimes I have simple partial seizures, and then I also have complex partial seizures, and then those complex partial seizures, when I have them, can be generalized to secondary generalized seizures. So it depends. It varies many times of how strong I have my seizure. If it's pretty strong, it does become a generalized second generalized seizure, and usually my seizures, because I have partial seizures referring to simple and complex seizures. My seizures start from one side of the brain, and it's the left temporal lobe. And then if my seizure decides to become bigger, it spreads out through my whole brain, if you could say that. So since that happens, then obviously I'm going to have a more severe seizure, and then I start shaking. My whole body starts to shake, mostly my left hand. I go like this a lot. And but I don't fall down like I used to. So when I have partial seizures, it only one side of the brain. So what happens is, like, I'm still awake, I'm still aware. When I just have the simple partial seizure, I'm still aware, and I have this butterfly feeling, and I feel very weird, and I feel like a deja vu going on. My words are also very like they're really like it comes out like a little bit backwards. My words are like every word. I know what I want to say, but it just turns into this different situation. And from those, it does take me time to come back. And then when it's complex partial seizures, I do black out, but I black out for like 30 seconds, and then I come back to reality, and then that's when I realize I have a seizure. And I'm like, okay, I just had a seizure. I need to go sit down and relax, because I don't want this seizure to become a second generalized type of seizure, and that's not good, because I will literally black out for a minute to 2 minutes, and that one, it is more severe. So those are the type of seizures I have. I hope it wasn't like everywhere, but yes, just to clarify, I have 2 types of seizures. I have partial seizures, and those partial seizures can turn into generalized secondary generalized seizures. Sorry. So like I said, I was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of 11. I'm going to start out by saying the type of seizure I had and how it was my first one. So my first one was in my room. I used to share a room with my sister, my younger sister. We were 5 years apart. So she was like 6 or 7 years old when I had my first seizure. So we were in a room sleeping, and the first thing that woke up my sister, I believe I was gagging, and then I was fuming. My mouth was like white liquid coming out of my mouth. And my sister didn't know what it was. She was 6 years old. She was like, okay, my sister's throwing up. So she came to my dad's and my mom's room and said, Mami, Nancy's throwing up, or Mami, Nancy se está vomitando. And then they both went into the room, and I saw that I kind of like have like quotes for them was vomit and like coming out of my mouth, but I was like already like awoken, so it really didn't seem like I had a seizure, but I did. So it's a little bit complicated. I hope people understand it. So my parents let it go. It's like they assumed I was just throwing up. Okay, my second seizure, that was the one where it was very, very bad. I was in my math class, and I completely blacked out, and I fell to the ground. I fell to the ground. I was shaking. I passed out between 2 to 3 minutes. It was a very horrific scene for a lot of my classmates because they had never seen someone fall to the ground and have a seizure and start shaking. So they weren't sure about what was going on, the situation that was going on at that precise moment. They called the ambulance, the police, I mean, not the police, the ambulance, the firefighters, and I was taken to the emergency room. And I was there for around 8 hours. They did MRI, and the doctors, they were 100% sure that what I had was a seizure, but they were not officially confirmed that I had epilepsy. So then I had another seizure, my third seizure, and I was rushed again to the ER. I was rushed again to the ER, and they told my parents that I was diagnosed with epilepsy. And I remember when they were telling them, they took the three of us into a room, and they told us, your child is like any other regular child. Your child can still play sports, go on out with her friends, go camping, do the things that an 11-year-old can do. This doesn't make her any different, but she has been diagnosed with epilepsy. I don't remember the type of epilepsy I had at that time because I have had my seizures during the years have changed a lot. So that's insane. But very slowly I started to have partial seizures because my seizures were coming from one side of my brain, and then they developed into a bigger seizure, which it's the secondary generalized type of seizure. So there's a little brief information about my first seizures and what type of seizures I have. So the reason for this video blog that I will be starting is because I want to introduce people to a world of a person that's in her 20s that has epilepsy and that's living with it. And to tell you the truth, it has been a wild journey during the years for my family and for me and for my friends and for the friends that I have lost and the friends that I have gained. Relationships that I was in, and that's a lot of. I feel like some people need to probably be brought into a world where people that has epilepsy live and see how they live day to day. But yet again, every person that has epilepsy has a different life, lives in a completely different world, and their lives can be pretty intense because I have met a lot of people that do have epilepsy, and I see their lifestyles. It can be completely different to mine, and it can be shocking sometimes. So I just feel like maybe I should bring some people and be more aware of how a person like me, that's in her 20s, and that is living with epilepsy, and to see that we live a regular type of life. Yet again, others live it more. Others can have more severe seizures that are pretty harsh, and that can have seizures every day. Their life can be completely different than mine. But I just want to bring everyone into my world, and how I live and how my family feels about me having epilepsy and my younger siblings, because I am the oldest, how it has affected me to have it. Because since I have seizures, it's kind of hard for me to remember. I have a short-term memory because of my medication that I am taking. And it's hard for me to keep up with school, with my jobs. And, just a little bit about my life. I hope that it wasn't too much. It was just a brief information of my life and what type of seizures that I have and at what age I was diagnosed, and how they have developed. I have my medical records because I did ask for them, and when I was first diagnosed, it was September 1998. My younger brother was born in August, and a month later, is when I was diagnosed with epilepsy. So you can imagine, my brother was only 1 year old, and you know, having a 1 year old and then, you know, being better, it can be shocking for your 1 year old brother as he grows older. See you have a seizure, and I'm assuming it can be a very shocking experience. But I have never asked my brother about it, but I think maybe I should and ask him now that he's old enough for him to tell me. But that will be a different video, and I will, next video probably I'll talk about it, the experience of my parents, of how strong the situation was actually for them when I was first told I had epilepsy, and how I took it. The first time I had my seizure, I will go more into detail about it. Well, actually, my second seizure, I will go more into detail about it because I was in middle school, and I will tell you about how it affected me. So this is my first video of my first video blog. Alright, thank you everybody, and I hope that you actually guys became interested in this video blog that I will start. And also, let me just tell you real fast, one day my dream has been that maybe one day I will write a book about my life, but we will see. I have decided to just start out first with a video blog, and record myself and bring all of you guys into my life. Anyways, have a good night, have a good day, and I'll see you soon again. Bye.